So, as foreign-born billionaire Elon Musk is dismantling our democracy piece by piece, I have been putting together the puzzle pieces of what the fuck Techno-Feudalism is, and who the godfather of the entire idea of the Dark Enlightenment is. Now, if you haven't heard of the Dark Enlightenment, we're going to cover that, and the godfather goes by Curtis Yarvin. Well, actually, Curtis Yarvin goes by Mencius Moldbug. That is his pen name. Before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, hit that notification bell, and of course, donate $7,000 to the channel. I have no fucking advertisers. I got no sponsorships. I am an affiliate for Ground News, so I might put that link in the description or whatever if you end up wanting to get like 20% off Ground News or some shit. Regardless, your donations are what fund this organization or this channel or this Valenti video broadcast. Let's get to it. So, I don't know if you guys have heard of Curtis Yarvin. Born in 1973. I'm going to whip up the Wikipedia here for you. Curtis Yarvin, born in 1973, also known by the pen name Mencius Moldbug, is an American blogger. He is known, along with the philosopher Nick Land, for founding the anti-egalitarian and anti-democratic philosophical movement known as the Dark Enlightenment, or neo-reactionary movement. Now, I just want you to think and keep that name Dark Enlightenment in your mind. Dark Enlightenment, Dark Enlightenment. Is that making you think of something? Because you know what it reminds me of? That. You remember that? It was a little fucking weird where he's like, I'm not just MAGA, I'm Dark MAGA. You know, here, we'll play the clip. It's loud as shit. That's loud as shit. That's loud as shit. Except you didn't do it cool, bro. You didn't do it well.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA. I'm dark Gothic MAGA.
And then that proud little... Anyway, guys, here's the thing. There's no such thing as a coincidence. I need you... When it comes to the richest man on planet Earth approaching becoming a trillionaire, no, there's no coincidences. Couple examples being when he fucking Sig Heiled twice on the world stage. That's not a coinky-dink, especially when you combine it with the fact that a week later, he gave a speech through a giant TV screen at a Nazi rally in Germany, the Alternative für Deutschland, whose leader, Alice Weidel, her grandfather, was actually buddy-buddy with Hitler. Look up the pictures, I ain't joking. He gave a speech on the big screen like it was fucking Lex Luthor spanning in from a moon base, and he goes, multiculturalism will be the death of Germany. It's diluting your blood. Do not feel guilty for the crimes of your grandfathers. Brother, now here's the thing. I ain't saying, you know, the sins of the father apply to you, but you're actually talking to a crowd whose grandfathers were Nazis. That's the difference. That's the difference. And they're not guilty of crimes, but absolutely feel guilt. And this is coming from me, German-Italian. My fucking family members were fucked up, my ancestors, and the guilt, like feeling ashamed of what they did is how you progress in society so you don't repeat those mistakes. But anyway, that's not the point of this fucking video. The point of this video is Dark Gothic MAGA and the Dark Enlightenment. See, in Curtis Yarvin, this is not just some random guy, by the way. Curtis Yarvin was, let's see here. Yeah, here it is. Curtis Yarvin was invited to the coronation ball right after Trump's inauguration. Okay, he's a big part of politics now. He's not just some fucking blogger like he was in 2008, 2009, which he was, you know, Unqualified Reservations, a blog he wrote from 2007 to 2014. But he has been rising up in Silicon Valley with these tech bros because his entire idea, the idea of the Dark Enlightenment, is essentially based on democracy doesn't work. That's his idea, is that the only way for humanity to move forward is if we just scrap the idea of democracy entirely and move forward with either a total monarchy or tech-feudalism, meaning we carve the nation up into different sectors that are more so controlled like a corporation with a chairman of the board at the top. Somebody like Donald Trump would be the chairman of the board at the top, or realistically, it would be more like Elon Musk. And the whole and this is something that he wrote about in his blog. He had an idea about turning San Francisco the entire city of San Francisco into a company called Fiscorp, where every citizen of San Francisco would have to swipe in and out with a government ID. They would be under 24-hour constant surveillance, and every purchase and sale made would go directly to the company, with, whoever the fucking CEO of Fiscorp on top dictating the laws of that land. This is already stuff that Curtis Yarvin, also known as Mencius Moldbug, which, to be frank, sounds like the name of an ancient alchemist from, like, Dungeons and Dragons, okay? Look, also, just for a second, can we look at this fucking guy? What an incel. This guy is screaming fucking incel energy. You know what he kind of reminds me of? He reminds me of if Satan made, what's his fucking name? Adam Driver. Instead of the gods making Adam Driver, this is what it would have looked like if Satan made him. But regardless, that's neither here nor there. Yarvin has been described as a neo-reactionary, neo-Marxist, and neo-feudalist. Who just popped up when we said that? Whatever. Who sees liberalism as creating a matrix-like totalitarian system, and who wants to replace American democracy with a sort of techno-monarchy, okay? He has defended the institution of slavery, and he has suggested that certain races may be more naturally inclined towards servitude than others. Elon Musk has also said that. Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, they were both raised in South Africa under the apartheid regime, and they were taught in school by their teachers that them, the Afrikaner, the descendants of the colonizers who came and enslaved the people of South Africa, that they were superior to the black people around them because of their blood right, because of the lineage within them. And, Peter Thiel is probably one of the 50 fish who are holding up Trump's meme coin, not 50 fish, 50 whales, holding up Trump's meme coin. And, this is all stuff that we've talked about before, guys, but now we're starting to see more and more people are talking about the actual name of the movement, the Dark Enlightenment, the death of democracy. Listen to this. Yarvin has influenced some prominent Silicon Valley investors and Republican politicians, with venture capitalist Peter Thiel described him as his most important connection. Political strategist Steve Bannon, Trump sycophant, Trump loyalist, planning the Trump 2028 campaign because they want a monarchy, has read and admired his work, and U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance has cited Yarvin as an influence. Michael Anton, the State Department Director of Policy Planning during Trump's second presidency, has also discussed Yarvin's ideas. In January 2025, Yarvin attended a Trump inaugural gala in Washington. He was an informal guest of honor due to his outsized influence over the Trumpian right. Guys, these people are proudly saying they want to destroy democracy. This isn't me being a conspiracy theorist. They've said it. Curtis Yarvin has written about it for over a decade. He said democracy doesn't work. We need neo-feudalism. We need a monarchy. We need a king at the top, and we need to run this company. I just said company. Oh my God, they're getting to me. They're getting to me. But that's the point. That's the point. They want to run this country like a company. And the whole thing is, I also, listen, I know that, I don't like AI. I'm just like you, but I did bring up just a couple of things from ChatGPT because I wanted some history on Curtis Yarvin and the Dark Enlightenment. And I need to share just a couple of the things with you here. Where is it? The rejection of democracy we already talked about, but where is it? The role of the elites. Okay. Some Dark Enlightenment thinkers, including Yarvin, are optimistic about the potential for technology to reshape governance. They argue that technology could be harnessed to create more efficient and stable forms of government. In this vision, elites or technocrats would play a central role in managing and directing society rather than politicians elected by the masses. The Dark Enlightenment also involves a critique of modern culture, which Yarvin and others argue is dominated by liberal and progressive ideas. This includes a critique of social movements such as feminism, multiculturalism, and LGBTQ rights, which they view as detrimental to traditional societal structures. Look at this word multiculturalism, guys. Go back. Hopefully you're fans and you watched my other video where we were reacting to Elon Musk's speech at the AFD. He's directly using this same terminology. He said to them, he goes, multiculturalism will bring about the death of Germany. That's what he's saying to the actual Nazi party of Germany. And this election is next fucking week. You're going to see me make a video next week when the fucking AFD, the Alternative for Deutschland, fucking wins. Because I do truly expect them to win. Because Elon Musk has such global influence. You see all over Twitter, it's no longer MAGA, it's MEGA. It's Make Europe Great Again. He's got his foot in the UK, he's got his foot in Germany, he's got his foot in Russia and Ukraine with Starlink. This guy owns 66% of every satellite orbiting the planet. 2/3 of all satellites orbiting planet Earth are owned by one man. And this man shows up to the Oval Office to give a press conference with his fucking gimp Donald Trump. And you understand the symbolism behind a man showing up to the Oval Office in a fucking t-shirt and a trench coat and a cap with his son around his fucking... There's a reason why Steve Miller and the other fucking guy in there and Trump and everybody was in a suit and tie. Why? Because that's the dress code. But the king doesn't have to follow the rules. The king sets the rules. And when Trump was sitting in that chair, shrimp position in his suit and tie that barely fucking fit, billionaire Elon Musk, nearly trillionaire, didn't give a fuck what he had to wear because he wanted us to see that he's in charge. He's driving the ship. He don't gotta wear nothing. And I ain't even the only one talking about this. You got fucking CNN anchors. And trust me, I don't like CNN, just like the next guy. But this guy, I forgot the name of the anchor, where he was like, the first billionaire he met was in 2003. And he was like, and when I went in there, everybody was wearing a suit and tie except for fucking him. And the reason was because he wanted everybody to know I'm the richest in the fucking room. And nobody tells me what to wear. That's what you're fucking seeing. That is what you're fucking seeing. So let's keep reading a little bit of this article, by the way. Over the weekend of Donald Trump's inauguration, the neo-reactionary blogger Curtis Yarvin traveled to Washington, D.C. for the Coronation Ball, a glitzy inaugural gala hosted by the ultra-conservative publishing house Passage Press. The gathering, hosted in the ballroom of the Watergate Hotel. You just love optics, don't you, Donald? You had to host the corrupt party at the Watergate? Listen, I'm also live streaming this right now, so hold on. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? Back to you. Are you out of your mind? Was designed to celebrate the ascent of new conservative counter-elite that has risen to the power of the tide at Trump's re-election, and Yarvin, who has arguably done more than anyone to shape the thinking of that nascent group, was an informal guest of honor. Even the ball's name spoke to Yarvin's outsized influence over the Trumpian right.
For over a decade, Yarvin, an ex-computer programmer turned blogger, has argued that American democracy is irrevocably broken and ought to be replaced with a monarchy styled after Silicon Valley tech startups. According to Yarvin, the time has come to jettison existing democratic institutions and concentrate political power in a single chief executive or dictator.
Yeah, you know who that is? Elon! It's Elon fucking Musk. It's Elon fucking Musk. It's Elon. It's Elon. It's Elon fucking Musk. He's coming for your money. He's coming for your vote. He's coming for your money and he's coming for your vote. We're so fucking cooked right now. Sorry for the crash out. Let's keep on fucking reading. Holy shit. These ideas, which Yarvin calls neo-reaction or the Dark Enlightenment, were once confirmed to the fringes of the internet, but now, with Trump's re-election, they are finding a newly powerful audience in Washington. I mean, oh God, I can't explain enough how actually fucked we are right now. This is not a constitutional crisis. This is a democratic crisis. Democracy is on the fringe right now. Democracy has always been hanging by a fucking thread. But now we have Elon Musk doing exactly what Yarvin is asking him to do, or has trained him to do, or taught him to do, which is dismantle the government as fast as you can. As soon as you get that opportunity, you fucking drain it. That way you can make the government small enough to drown it in a fucking bathtub. And once it's dead, you take control over the remaining shell, the husk of the United States. Not the USA, but the USA. The United States of Elon. I know I sound crazy. I'm aware. But the problem is, I got the receipts. There's a human baby in the hallway and Luigi is growling. She fucking hates human babies. Don't even get me started on human babies. Oh, Jesus. I also got some videos of Yarvin so that you could see just how much of a fucking incel this guy is. We're going to watch just a little bit of this. This is 51 minutes long. We might speed it up. Let's put it on to playback speed. Let's do 1.3.
For years, Curtis Yarvin had been writing online about political theory and relative obscurity. His ideas were pretty extreme, that institutions at the heart of American intellectual life, like the mainstream media and academia, need to be dissolved. He also believes that government bureaucracy should be radically gutted, and that American democracy should be replaced by what he calls a monarchy run by a CEO.
Monarchy is good. It's a neutral term.
Why are you putting Trump up there when it's not supposed to be Trump? It's supposed to be Elon. Trump is not the fucking president. If he was, he wouldn't have allowed Elon Musk to usurp the power of the Senate. Actually, he probably fucking would. But
while Yarvin himself may still be obscure, his ideas are not. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance has alluded to his notions of forcibly ridding American institutions of so-called wokeism. And Yarvin has also found fans in the most powerful and increasingly political ranks of Silicon Valley, like Mark Andreessen.
Oh shit, I didn't share the screen. I'm sorry. I'm a stupid asshole. Let's go back. This is what I do. I'm a stupid asshole.
For years, Curtis Yarvin had been writing online about political theory and relative obscurity. His ideas were pretty extreme, that institutions at the heart of American intellectual life, like the mainstream media and academia, need to be dissolved. He also believes that government bureaucracy should be radically gutted, and that American democracy should be replaced by what he calls a monarchy run by a CEO.
Monarchy is good. It's a neutral term.
But while Yarvin himself may still be obscure, his ideas are not. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance has alluded to his notions of forcibly ridding American institutions of so-called wokeism. And Yarvin has also found fans in the most powerful and increasingly political ranks of Silicon Valley.
Also, notice how they said so-called wokeism. The problem is this. When politicians like J.D. Vance or Elon Musk or Donald Trump talk about targeting wokeism, they're not talking about the DEI programs. They keep throwing that shit out there because they're trying to distract you. When they say wokeism, what they mean is multiculturalism. Multiculturalism is the bedrock that the United States is built upon, okay? We are a fucking melting pot of different cultures and ethnicities and religions and languages, and that is how we became powerful in the fucking first place, by embracing each other. What they want to do is exactly what I've been fucking telling you, because I've never been wrong before, is they want to create a Christian theocratic fascist monarchy with either Donald Trump or Elon Musk at the top. Probably Elon Musk at the top, Donald Trump right underneath him, and then Mark Zuckerberg and the 50 other techno bros at Silicon Valley controlling their different sectors of this government, where everybody is just a fucking employee to them. That is unironically the world they're trying to build. And it sounds like Cyberpunk 2077. It sounds insane to say it out loud. Don't blame the fucking messenger. Don't blame the fucking messenger.
Like Mark Andreessen, the venture capitalist turned informal advisor to President-elect Trump.
We are living under FDR's personal monarchy.
Peter Thiel, a Republican megadonor, has called him a powerful historian. On top of it all,
Peter Thiel is such a fucking Trump megadonor. He's donated literally hundreds of millions of dollars to Trump. He quite literally is, I think he's the second largest. Steve Wynn might be the largest donor. But other than that, there's also Geo Group, who's a huge donor to Trump's organization and his campaign. Geo Group owns 49% of all the private prisons in the United States. 51% of their profit comes from ICE. When ICE detains a immigrant, 80% of all detainees by ICE are sent to a private private institution, right? So it's either owned by Civic Corps or Geo Group, right? And they profit off of keeping people in the cells. That is quite literally the whole reason why Trump is so anti-immigration. It's not because he actually hates immigrants. It's because he made a secret deal with Geo Group and Civic Group. Now, actually, I say secret, but it's not a secret. They think that you are so stupid that they will just do it, and you won't do anything about it. And the thing is, most MAGA rats are that stupid. And as I told you, we are live, so let me just look at the camera. A lot of you are that stupid. Anyway, let's keep on watching.
Wing podcast universe. He's been a guest on the shows of Tucker Carlson and Charlie Kirk, among others.
Thank you for that lovely intro, Tucker.
I've been aware of Yarvin for years, but always thought of his work as pretty fringe. A lot of what Yarvin has to say is disturbing, and the historical evidence he justifies it with is riddled with exaggeration, distortion, and sometimes just
Thank
plain
you for the
inaccuracy.
$1 donation, DJ.
But given that his ideas are now finding an audience with some of the most powerful people in the country, Yarvin can't be so easily dismissed anymore.
When you say to a New York Times reader, democracy is bad, they're a little bit shocked. But when you say to them, politics is bad, or even populism is bad, they're like, of course, these are horrible things.
I'm David Marchese, and here's my conversation with writer Curtis Yarvin.
Don't fucking call him a goddamn writer. He's a goddamn techno-feudalist fascist. We need to start using the proper terminology when we're referring to these people. For example, also, when we're referring to what Elon Musk is doing at the Treasury, that is a coup. That is, by all definitions, a coup, and we need to start using it. Instead of journalists who are, like, dancing around the word, who are like, oh, he's just trying to stretch his power. No, this is a fucking coup. This is a foreign-born billionaire who has no legal authority to dismantle our government institutions. The way that we do that is by having the House of Representatives write a bill, Congress approves on it, and then the president signs off. If you don't do that, it's illegal. This is why the Department of Justice is suing him, and they are disregarding the court order entirely. Everything Elon Musk is doing is illegal. Do not convince yourself otherwise.
To my understanding, one of your central arguments is that, America needs to, I think the way you've put it in the past is sort of get over our dictator phobia, that American democracy is a sham, beyond fixing, and having sort of a monarch-style leader, or call it a CEO, or call it a dictator, like that's the way to go. So why is democracy so bad, and why would having a dictator...
He's going to say that democracy is bad because the people do not know what is good for them. That you are too stupid to know what is good for you. But the tech bros at the top, the billionaires, the elites, the people who have created these companies, well, they're clearly superior to you because of how much money they've made. And clearly because the United States is a meritocracy, it actually isn't, by the way, the harder you work, the more money you make. So the richest people must have worked harder than you and be smarter than you. It's not like they were just Nepo babies that were born into the wealth, or that they violently abused tens of thousands of people in order to make that wealth, because there is no such thing as an ethical billionaire, and meritocracy is a fucking myth.
Solve the problem.
Let me answer that in, I think, a way that will be relatively accessible to readers of the New York Times. You've probably heard of a man named Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Yes.
And I do a speech sometimes where I'll just read the last 10 paragraphs of FDR's first inaugural address, in which FDR essentially says to the American people, hey, Congress, give me absolute power or I'll take it anyway. So, did FDR absolutely actually take that level of power? Yeah, he did. And so there's
That's
a great
not true
piece
at
that I've
all.
sent to,
FDR did not fucking have absolute power as the president. That is not fucking true whatsoever. We still had, like, the Department of the Army, I believe, the Department of the Army Air Corps. He didn't have full authorization. The president didn't even have to sign off to launch a nuke, okay, to send the atom bombs. And we know this because after FDR died, and it was, who was it? I believe it was, Eisenhower? Was it Eisenhower? Yeah, Eisenhower was then in charge. He was like, dude, you need, after we dropped the second bomb, he goes, no, you need presidential permission in order to drop these bombs. Because we had a third one ready to go. And he was like, absolutely fucking not. You're not doing that without my approval.
The people that I know.
Truman, not Eisenhower, Truman.
In the transition, there's all sorts of people milling around.
Name one.
Name one. Wow. Name one. Well, I definitely know Mark Andreessen, and so I sent this piece to Mark Andreessen.
Of course, Mark Andreessen, another filthy billionaire mega donor to the Trump administration. This fucking piece of shit. Listen, I no shame to the interviewer for doing this interview. Like, I understand that sometimes it's important to shine a light on underneath the rock. But I can't believe anybody is platforming this fucking man who is actively, as you and I are speaking, he is dismantling our democracy. He has Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance in the vice grip of his neo-feudalist ideas.
And it's an excerpt from the diary of Harold Ickes, who is FDR's Secretary of the Interior. And it's a little diary entry describing a cabinet meeting in 1933. And what happens in this cabinet meeting is that Francis Perkins, who's the Secretary of Labor, comes in to this meeting and is like, here, I have a list of the projects that we're going to do. FDR personally takes this list, looks at the projects in New York, and is like, this is crap, aren't you doing? Like, humiliates Francis Perkins in the Oval Office or wherever they're having their cabinet meeting. And then at the end of the thing, it's like everybody agrees that the bill would be fixed and then pass through Congress. This is just a picture of FDR acting like a CEO. And
I don't trust this guy. The way that he is talking about history leads me to believe that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about whatsoever. I don't even believe that this meeting happened. Is there any sort of evidence at all that he's going to throw at us? Or is this just the fucking ramblings of a madman who got started as a blogger by the name of Mencius Moldbug? You can't write this shit. You couldn't write this shit. AI couldn't write this shit. Mencius Moldbug? What are you, Gandalf's uncle? What the fuck?
And so, the question of, was FDR a dictator? What does it mean to be a dictator? What does this pejorative word mean? I don't know. What I know is that America.
You don't know what a dictator is. What?
Democrats, Republicans, and everyone, except for a few right-wing Republicans, basically revere FDR. And FDR ran the New Deal like a startup.
So, as I understand it, the point you're trying to make is that we have had something like a dictator in the past in American history, and therefore it's not something to be afraid of now? Is that right?
What we see...
Yeah?
Sort of
Yeah? Yeah? What do you mean, yeah? I don't want a dictator. I'm pretty sure even 70% of the MAGA rats don't want a dictator. I'm pretty sure. Chat, some of you are MAGA rats. Do you guys want a dictator? Well, I'll get back to you guys to let you know what chat says.
Course of, to kind of look at
yes?
the objective reality of...
Chat is saying yes in all caps? You want a dictator? I want dictatorship, yes. All caps, yes, with 5 exclamation points, yes, yes, yes. Oh my god. Guys, this is... Guys, I'm not supposed to be giving too much attention to the chat because we're making the video here, but guys, this is my point. This is my point, and also this live stream will be also posted after the video, but American education has failed so bad that there are people who are actually advocating to dismantle their own rights, to get rid of their own rights. And they have an equal-powered vote as you. This is why we do what we do. The American education system has left such a gap behind that everybody who has a voice has to do this. You have to fill in that gap. Ever-loving Christ, we might be doomed. We might be doomed.
Of power in the U.S. since the Revolution. You'll talk to people about the Articles of Confederation, and you're just like, name one thing that happened in America under the Articles of Confederation, and they can't, unless they're a professional historian. Next, you have the first constitutional period with under George Washington. If you look at the administration of Washington, what you'll see is that basically what is established looks a lot like a startup. It looks so much like a startup that this guy, Alexander Hamilton, who is recognizably a startup bro.
Okay, so we've only watched the first 5 minutes of this. This is a 51-minute long interview. We're going to watch the entire thing in a different video, the next video that's going to come out after this. We're going to pause it here for now. Guys, clearly this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's saying that George Washington and the founding fathers actually were using the United States as a startup company and not the bedrock of the civilization that we have today. listen, the whole point of this video was to get you to understand that this is the guy who is really, writing the ideas that Elon Musk and his yes men sycophant Groyper pilled up 19-year-old fucking loser incels while they fucking hack into the treasury and get positions at the energy department, and they now have our nuclear secrets. While they're dismantling our democracy, this is the world that they want to build, okay? To every single member of the United States military, you took an oath to defend the Constitution from enemies both foreign and domestic. I just wanted to remind you of your oath. Anyway, everybody here, like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to donate $7,000 to the channel. I love you very much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.